Hello all you lovely internet people, my name is Lashofsnow and I hope you're all well. Today we have a wee video on the YouTube channels I would watch every day or every time they would post a wee video. A lot of these you will have heard of, hopefully you find some new channels thanks to this video, and if you do, let me know below. Also, if you have any channels similar to the ones I mentioned, please recommend those below.
Vape Nation!
If you watch YouTube at all, you'll know Ethan and Kivelä, the hilariously funny couple who give commentary on the strangest and dumbest videos online. Busting with smart comedy and parody-full humour, H3H3 videos are fantastic and always good for a laugh, or a goof gaff as Ethan would say. If you're having a shitty day, stick on this channel and just enjoy yourself. One of my favourite videos is Ethan joins a 90s boy band. It's so ridiculous and over the top, it's brilliant. The couple are currently expanding their online presence with a second vlogging channel, Ethan and Kivelä, as well as streaming a podcast live on Twitch every week. Seriously, if you don't know H3H3, go and check it out after this video. Lovely crazy Jenna. One of the originals on YouTube, Gemma has been around from the early days and is still going strong with 17.5 million subs. Now Jenna's videos get uploaded once a week and it's something both me and Nina wait for every week, and lately they have not let us down. Jenna herself says that the videos can be about anything she feels like making that week, and one thing is guaranteed, they will always be insanely fun and hilarious. Most of that coming from her personality, her little pups, and the chemistry she has with Julian. Some of my favourites are My Boyfriend Teaches Me Jiu-Jitsu 2 and Covering Her Face in Rhinestones. Doesn't sound hilarious, but the jokes that come from those videos just make it perfect.
Take me on a trip on your dick ship! Gämu, Gerard! Can I change your mind? I want to get on that dick ship!
The first local channel on the rundown, Gämu, is a comedy channel ran by Colin Geddes, full of sketch comedy, podcasts and vlogs. The only thing with this channel is the fact that it's local. The character humour is sometimes hard for others to grasp, as it jokes about local personalities and situations. By all means though, don't let that stop you, as some of the character humour is brilliant. One of which is Barry the Blender Henderson, a local MMA fighter who documents his training skills etc. in a hilarious manner.
Vicious shrugs, that's what I like to call them, vicious shrugs. Watch, goes like this here.
Gary Henderson, who is the overly camp gay brother of Barry and uses inventive, filthy terms.
Jesus, my mouth must look like a packet of chicken fillets, as it was filled with so many fleshy portions.
Bestie McD is the ultimate hipster and presents a rundown of everything that happened in that month with his unique hipster style, with a bit of vulgarity thrown in for good measure.
Our lives and TVs are now poisoned by a load of chode sniffers, who I, Bestie McD, believe should not and do not deserve to be famous.
My favourites are hard to pick as I've been watching this guy for 7 or 8 years, but definitely check out the I Am Fighter series and also the video The Support Worker. It's amazingly funny about a support worker who helps a chronic masturbator. A more intense Swedish version of Epic Mealtime? Yes please. This is the only channel on the rundown that has stopped uploading, but I thought I should include it on this due to the fact it's brilliant, and seriously, who doesn't want to be violent while they're cooking? Taking the Epic Mealtime idea and adding a more intense feel to it definitely works. It's hard to sum up what exactly happens in these videos apart from it's a bunch of guys cooking but with an added twist. Hashtag RIP to the many lost tables and clothes. My two favourites would be Tyrannical Tiger Cake, as it was the first one I had seen, and Terror Tacos. Another local comedian like Geddes, they rose through the ranks and often perform stand-up and record sketches together. Shane's comedy isn't as vulgar as Gämu and has a more clean style to it. Still very funny, and as I mentioned, Shane also does character material as well, with characters like Mike McGoldrick, MC Beezer, Keith Cruz and Pizza Man Marty. Mike McGoldrick is a smug know-it-all who used to play for the local rugby team and thinks he's God's gift to women.
It's no secret that I was quite recently tapped up, by Al Qaeda, who offered to make me a very rich man, or should I say a richer man.
MC Beezer is a pathetic excuse of a local rapper. Keith Cruz is a rubbish football agent who again thinks he's the best in his field, and Pizza Man Marty is a young guy who tries to be cool with his inhalers and replica WWE belts.
Marty coming to deliver pizza 364 days a year. You're going, Marty, the one day you don't do pizzas, is that Christmas? No, it's WrestleMania.
Like Gämu, Shane's character comedy is very local based and can be hard to grasp if you're from outside Northern Ireland, but it's well worth a watch. Some of my favourites would be MC Beezer, Woke Up in Limavady, and Davy Bryan, Taxi Driver. Emma Blackery is pretty well known on the YouTube space, I would imagine. Been uploading for years and has had various channels over that time period. I'm choosing to talk about her main channel where she uploads comedy sketches and vlogs, etc. Probably best known for her sketch about Google+, the channel has so many more little hidden gems like If Webstart Started Dating and The Sims in Real Life. Emma gets a bad rap sometimes due to the channels she opens and then closes, but one thing is the main channel comedy videos are always fantastic and very funny. My favourite would have to be If Websites Started Dating. It's incredibly smartly presented. Of course PewDiePie was going to be on here, I mean, why wouldn't he be? Now of course this is a comedy genre and Pewds was mainly a gamer, but has recently moved into more sketches etc, and I for one love it. Pewds gets a lot of hate because he is the face of getting paid to do nothing but scream at a camera, but personally I know how hard it is to maintain a YouTube presence and I upload once a week, not once a day. Anyways, Lena actually introduced me to PewDiePie when we met in 2013 and I find the Happy Wheels videos insanely hilarious and I've been watching ever since. Some of my favourite segments were the weird stuff online and the old Fridays with PewDiePie, but more recently the videos that stand out to me are Beastmaster64 videos, hunting Pokemon etc. Now picking a favourite PewDiePie video is hard, I mean the guy has 3,274 videos, but the one that sticks in my head is Shooting My 50 Million Award. It has a Swedish speaking PewDiePie and Beastmaster64 having a duel and I find it just brilliant and funny as hell. The first of the factual channels is probably the best. Tom Scott's channel is nearing the 1 million mark and is very well deserved. The reason I love this channel is that it explains complex computing systems and natural wonders in simple terms that everyone can understand. Things You Might Not Know is the most popular series on the channel and is a look into strange little things you'd never even think about, like the patterns on British roads, the dial tones in movies and the world's most famous teapot. Doesn't sound very interesting, but believe me, each video is fascinating. I can remember the night I came across this channel I must have spent about 3 hours watching through all the Things You Might Not Know videos. Couldn't get enough. My favourite video has to be the one on draining the Mediterranean. The idea behind it and the reasons why it didn't happen, I can remember just thinking, wow, that's insane. Go help Tom reach that 1 million subscriber mark, it's well worth it. Another powerfully interesting channel that asks very odd questions, like what will happen in 1 billion years, and what if everybody on Earth just lived in one building? A lot of work goes into these videos and a lot of calculations, especially for the episode about fitting everyone into one building that lived on Earth. There are more light-hearted videos, for example, Strange International Borders, a subject I absolutely love, and the most difficult place to get to in the world. The one video that blows my mind is This Is What Will Happen in the Next 100 Trillion Years, which is completely inconceivable to my mind and so much bigger than all of us here on Earth. Also, thanks to this channel I learned that Switzerland is the safest place on Earth if World War III ever begins. Fancy finding out why? Go check out the channel. If the last channel asked questions literally out of this world, then Wendover Productions is the granted version. On this channel, everyday occurrences are broken down and explained in a simple manner. For instance, how to budget airlines work, why cities are where they are today, and how to create a country. There are a lot of videos on here about planes and aviation if you're interested in that. For one, I am. I found it so fascinating to just watch these videos for hours and understand why airlines charge more for this flight, why trains are so bad in America. And my favourite video of all is regarding the plane highway in the skies over the Atlantic. Complicated methods of sending numerous planes in one direction at the same time safely. Following on from Jenna Marble's channel earlier, this is her and Julian's podcast channel, where they get together once a week and record some random nonsense that generally has a theme. Sounds odd, I know, but for example, there was a podcast recently where the theme was reading our old tweets, which was hilarious. I tend to put this podcast on when I'm playing World of Warcraft and just listening to it. I often find myself laughing so hard at the stupidest of things that come from them, but as I mentioned above, the chemistry between them and Jenna's personality is just insane. A React channel that isn't the Fine Brothers. Wow. I have nothing against the Fine Brothers, as I would watch a lot of their content, Elders especially, but I don't watch every episode like I would Facts. Facts is an Irish channel with a bunch of the same people reacting to mainly foods, but the odd video has them reacting to strange things like vibrators, yep, you heard me correct, and eyebrow threading. I think I'm more drawn to this channel as it would be a bit more local compared to the American reactors, if that makes sense, as I would understand some of the humour and references, but it's a nice little channel that has grown a lot very, very quickly. The newest WoW channel on my list, it's just over a year old and has grown in size very, very quickly, currently sitting at 109,000 subs. It's duly deserved. The videos in this channel are brilliantly put together, full of subtle innuendos, pop culture references and British humour. In the beginning the videos were all well edited about certain subjects, and recently they have moved into more reactionary videos to the likes of leaked cinematics and happenings in the game. Also, the weekly reset is so much fun to watch. Our news recap show about everything that's happened in Warcraft that week, but done in typical Taliesin and Evital style. Also, always with a special correspondent, Khadgar. The one-stop shop for everything lore-based. Confused about something in Azeroth's history? What exactly happened in the last expansion? Go find Novel's channel. This channel is bursting full of lore videos for WoW and even little bits of Hearthstone lore. I love this channel so much. Playing a game like World of Warcraft with so much backstory and nearly 20 years of lore, changes and redos, I often get confused as to what exactly came first or who killed who, etc. But Novel always has a video explaining what I need to know. He also has a unique way of narrating his videos, hailing from the Netherlands. His voice has an accent, but that just makes his videos much more endearing. A recent find and the smallest WoW YouTuber I follow. I haven't subbed to this channel for long, but grew into it more and more as YouTube kept suggesting his videos to me, and I'm glad they did. This channel is hilarious. Kagyu is a Danish YouTuber with an online stick figure personality who makes funny, quite smart World of Warcraft videos on various different subjects. For example, recently he started role-playing videos in which he makes a character, visits capital cities and trolls everyone that the Legion will personally end them, and some of the reactions, comments he gets back are all funny as hell. My favourite would have to be Kakio Visits the Broken Shore, in which he points out the ridiculousness of some things on the Broken Shore, and it's a cool little video and very, very funny. Oh, he also mains a Shaman too, so yay for Farseers! Everyone's favourite Canadian. Need to learn anything about pet battles, strategies for a certain boss? Hazel Nutty Games is the best place for you. Focusing on pet battles and stat values of certain pets, Hazel also does PTR rundowns, raid guides, guides for add-ons and much more. Similar to Kakio, I used to watch the odd video from this channel when it was suggested to me, and then I finally subbed a few months back, and it's a great wee Warcraft channel with a live stream every Friday where she interacts with players and viewers to run raids, dungeons, etc. I've used Hazel's guides numerous times when it came to defeating pet battle bosses, especially for the new pet battle dungeon bosses. Always worked and have never let me down since. So go, give her a sub. So there we have it, my favourite YouTube channels that I would watch every time they upload. Oh, you'll also notice I stopped mentioning my favourite videos after the comedy genre. I'm sure you can understand it's hard to have a favourite react video or a favourite video on WoW lore. I hope you liked this wee video. If you did, please leave a like, share it around and comment below with your favourite YouTube channels. Until next week, have a good one and I'll see you then. Bye bye!